Show us the money. Katrina is locked out of the family home and locked in a messy insurance battle. She has had enough and she's up for a fight.
CGU, we need HELP.
October 29th, 2021 was nothing like this still sunny day at Redden in regional Victoria. That morning, vicious storms whipped up as Katrina Walmsley lay in bed.
It was 5:26 in the morning. I quite distinctly remember that because I had woken up at that stage, and I just rolled over to go back to sleep thinking, wow, it's really windy out there. And then the next thing I remember is the ceiling on top of me and the rustling of branches and rain coming through.
The storm toppled this huge tree, bringing it crashing into the master bedroom. Katrina was lucky to be alive, but her first thought was for her daughter Kiralee.
I did yell for my daughter because I thought, if I'm underneath this, what's she under?
Fortunately, both women were able to escape injury. The house, well, that's a different story entirely.
Oh, the whole thing's gone now. Has it?
The front master bedroom copped the brunt of the tree, but there's damage inside and out all through the property as Katrina, Kiralee and Kiralee's partner Connor returned to show us the situation.
Would this be one of the most memorable nights you've had?
Very memorable, but for all the wrong reasons.
Not a day goes by where Katrina doesn't think about her damaged home. With husband Darren away in Darwin serving in the Australian Army, Katrina, Kiralee and Connor are living in a rental property while they battle insurer CGU over their future.
I've had almost 18 months. As of the 29th of this month, it's 18 months, and there's a limit to what anyone can stand.
This full-time call centre worker had home and contents insurance and first began the claim process on the day the tree collapsed. But even getting the tree removed wasn't treated as a priority.
It was a 60-year-old tree that was massive. The pieces that they were chopping up when they eventually did get to it were 200 kilos each. And it took 3 weeks for the tree to be taken off the house.
But as delays stretched into early 2022, the situation got even worse.
This isn't a repair, it's actually an attempt at protection. There's a window under here. Katrina says that after the tree collapse, she was told not to access the property while it was being assessed. But she also says burglars did, breaking in around late March and stealing power tools and her grandfather's war medals.
Considering my husband's in the army as well, we had planned to have them mounted and put with his in mounting boxes. There's just no amount of money that can replace that.
Something else Katrina can't get back is the time she spent trying to get CGU to pay out.
Originally, the damage was the master bedroom, some of the ensuite, plus the hall. Now it's the complete house. There is not one room in that house that hasn't been touched. It's been a long journey, like we're still going through it. And every time I ring up, it's I'm sorry, but we're waiting for something else.
About a month after the tree came down, CGU organised a builder and a structural engineer to perform an assessment. Their report still hadn't arrived in late January, and on the 27th of Jan they were ordered to re-attend, providing a second report in May 2022. After that, Katrina says things went quiet, despite her calling CGU every week for an update.
Let's put it this way, they would be phoning me to ask me why I gave them a negative rating.
For those battling with an insurer, Sally Tyndall from Rate City says the first step is to file a formal complaint with them, as Katrina did with CGU.
The insurer must reply to your request, and once they confirm it in writing, they have to provide you with an update every 10 working days, but also make a determination within 30 calendar days.
But there is a government agency that can assist too.
AFCA, that's the Australian Financial Complaints Authority. They can provide free, independent determinations on financial disputes, including for things like home insurance. But in some cases, they may have to take it through a more formal process where they can make binding decisions.
At the time of the accident, CGU valued Katrina's property at $380,000, but they're refusing to pay that out. CGU now says a builder identified cracking in the walls and damage to the building frame that was not related to the tree falling onto the house and was a pre-existing issue. But Katrina has shown ACA a building inspection report she had completed before she bought the home that found it was in good condition.
We only lived in the property for 7 months. And now it's 18 months down the track. So what do? Need help. Big time.
At this point, CGU has offered Katrina $160,000. But as all seem to agree that the house is currently unlivable, Katrina says the fair decision would be to have the policy paid in full.
Just pay the premium out. That's all I need.
Yeah, it's simply not good enough. That's the truth of it. 18 months. It's way too long to wait to be paid out in full. CGU needs to get it sorted.